Hi, this is Jeff Nager with AMD World Championship of Custom Bike Building. We're in load-in at the AMD World Championship, and we snagged Scott and Ben to talk about this outstanding bike here. And Scott's the builder, Ben's the designer, so we're going to move Scott out of the way and talk to Ben. And Ben, you designed this bike. Tell us about your inspiration, what you were trying to go for in this bike.
The inspiration was taking a Yamaha engine, the 1600 Roadstar, and building a freaking insane bike around it. So I started out with designing the wheels, and then I only knew that I want to have an air intake that runs through the tank. That was all I knew. And then everything came together piece by piece.
So you designed the wheels, and really the wheels are the inspiration for the whole design, basically.
Yes, absolutely.
And do you do a lot of design work for sickchop.com?
No, I actually do not. I'm actually a client of Scott.
Okay, so that's very cool. So is this your bike?
This is my bike, yeah.
Very, very nice. We're going to bring Scott back in. Where did Scott go?
Over there.
There's Scott. Okay, Scott. So Ben was giving you the design cues on the bike, the wheels, the induction system, and the way the exhaust works. Let's talk about what we see right here in the front end.
Well, we're looking at a one-off 26-inch front wheel, and it goes up. The air ride, it's all air ride front suspension, and we refer to the headlight as the alien tentacle. It's a HID headlight. And then we just try to continue the flow through the rest of the bike, keep a nice square lines, stay away from the pointed design like the wheels, but we wanted to continue that nice arc. The inductions goes through the gas tank. It's all tunneled through with 3-inch pipe, and then it continues down. The exhaust goes through the rear fender. It's all channeled underneath. The air ride's stacked on top of it. We just tried to build a bike that was super, super clean, sanitary, just less is more type of a thing.
Well, it's got a super look to it, and I got to say the paint work, you know, on black paint, the way that you've got it laid out is hard to do, and looks like you could eat off of it.
Well, people love my black paint jobs. That's one thing people come to me for, and 90% of the things that I do, fabrication-wise or custom build-wise, is black. I mean, everything I own is black, and it's the most beautiful color there is.
Talk a little bit about the frame geometry we're looking at.
The frame, it's really a radical deal. It's all on air ride suspension. The overall length of the bike is 10.5 foot long. It lifts to about a ride height of 3-4 inches. It houses a 1600 Yamaha Roadstar motor, custom dual sproters, brakes, sproter on the front sprocket, sproter on the rear.
And did you do anything to the engine? Did you hop that up?
No, the engine's pretty stock, mild. We basically dissect the motor to do it black, and whatever was chrome on the bike, we copper plated.
And the controls, both hand controls and forward controls?
Hand controls, forward controls, it's just a regular cable clutch operated. The front brake's unique. It actually works, but the front brake is actually a sproter set up on the front sprocket, which is custom made.
So how does that stop? Since you're not hitting the front wheel, I mean, do you have to anticipate your stop?
You know, most bikes you can stop on the rear wheel, so we did this more for aesthetic lines to keep the front wheel clean and simple. The front brake will stop the bike, but it's more for a secure reason, or being at a stoplight or on a hill to be able to have something to be able to stabilize the bike with.
And your custom wheels, they really make the bike stand out. What kind of rubber are you running?
The front one's a Monster V because it's a 26-inch, and the rear tire is a 17330 Avon. And
it looks like a custom seat as well.
Yeah, a good friend of ours back home that does all the interiors and the hot rods and bikes that we do, Tim's Upholstery, did that.
And when I look at the bike, a significant amount of sheet work that's done on this. Most of it English wheel. How did that come together?
There's a ton of sheet metal work on this bike. The nice thing was a lot of it was flat. A lot of the things we templated out, and then if we if we had the means, we water jetted parts so they're equal in size and length versus plasma cutting and then having to grind, as well as there was a ton of body work and labor that went into this thing.
So did you pull a lot of your experience from hot rods into this build?
You know, I've been in this industry doing cars and bikes for, I don't know, 30 years now. I mean, I was pretty much born into it. And you have to try and keep up with the Joneses in this industry. I mean, you got to keep making things better and better and better. And it's just inspirational when you find a customer like Ben that wants to come to you and build.
And Ben is from Southern California.
Sure. It's just inspirational to build a piece of art, and that's what we call it. I mean, it's just it's a lot of fun, and it gets a lot of looks, and it's reassuring when that's what you love to do for a job.
Right. And what kind of response have you gotten outside the AMD World Championship on this bike?
Oh, it's been amazing. Actually, the best show that we've won with it was LA Calendar Show. We won first place, best custom. So that was a huge feat. It's any of the other shows that's been to, Bad Rip Ride took first place. The 10th annual Quick Throttle Show, it was a Quick Throttle Bash, finished best of show. Paris, and then
best of show.
Paris, best of show.
Thunder on the Lot, best of show.
Yeah, Thunder on the Lot was a huge show. It took best of show.
So you guys have just been knocking them down.
That's what we've been trying. We've been trying to get. We want people to see the bike and appreciate it.
People go crazy over it when they see it first time. They go absolutely crazy over it. Like, wow, what is this? And,
how does it sound?
It sounds pretty amazing. It sounds pretty neat. You want to hear it?
No.
Okay.
So how's it to ride? It's a super long bike. How is it to get around?
If you like doing 30-point turns, you know, it's work, but it's fun to ride. It's a head turner, you know. Yeah.
It's a very, very soft ride. When you go straight, no problems at all, very comfortable. Around the corners a little bit tricky, you gotta be very careful.
You gotta go really fast.
You gotta go really, really fast.
We like bikes like that. All right, so if somebody saw this bike and wanted some work done, where would they go online to find you?
They can find me at sickchops.com.
And telephone number?
928-486-7068.
Well, guys, an outstanding build. We really appreciate you coming out to the show, and good luck at the show.
Thank you very much.